Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So let's get right to the YouTube show I have for you guys today. First up, we're going to be going over two segments today. As you guys see, no special guest on today, but we're going to rock and roll with the two segments we have. We just had a video on Wednesday with Kelly Whiteside. She's the only woman in the college football selection committee that makes the decisions. She's the media type person, makes the decisions for um, whether the team's going to the playoffs or not. So she had a big impact in college football and whatever. So we talked a little bit about that, some NFL talk. But we're going to go into more depth going over the NFL playoffs this weekend. We got some great games. The divisional round games are now. Then after that are the NFC, AFC championships. Then the Super Bowl. Man, this season's gone so fast. It's ridiculous. As you guys know, my Cowboys are out of it. Fortunately, losing to the Packers last week, getting demolished. So I have no one really to root for or care about, but we're still going to care about it because I want to see who wins this. I'm either going for the Ravens or the Texans. Whoever wins this game between the Ravens and Texans is who I'm going for to win the Super Bowl. I might go with Patrick Mahomes, even though it's either those three guys that I'm talking, Lamar, CJ Stroud, or Patrick Mahomes. I'll make that decision after the divisional round. But you guys are going to be very shocked at how my picks are going for when it comes to the divisional round. I think there are going to be some great games, and I don't think there's going to be one blowout. I could be wrong, but I'm hoping not. So now let's take a look at what's the next round coming up this weekend tomorrow. So let me present my screen right here, guys. So I'm sharing my screen with you. We're going to go to schedule of the NFL games. So first up in the divisional round, I know you guys can't see this. So first up in the divisional round, tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we got a clash of a veteran quarterback in Lamar Jackson and the rookie quarterback sensation CJ Stroud with their rookie head coach DeMeco Ryan. They have been on a tear. Houston can play with anybody in their division and in the NFC. They have the quarterback to do it. He has great poise. His pocket presence is unbelievable, and he really can do anything on the field, which is the great thing about him. And I think he's going to be great for years to come. But the Texans, man, they have a shot to win this game. If they can protect CJ Stroud and give him time to throw the ball to his receivers, the Texans are going to give the Ravens defense a run for their money. Now, do I think that the Ravens are going to lose this game at home against a rookie quarterback? And John Harbaugh with Lamar Jackson so much riding on the season. He's gonna have his second MVP, and he's only 1-4 in the playoffs. He's only won one game in the playoffs. Other than that, he didn't win anything else. He hasn't got past the first round, or for the first game that he's ever played. He doesn't play more than two in his career so far. So it's at the Ravens. They got house money going for them. It looks like it's up for a Ravens win. But the Texans, man, they have some great weapons, and their defense is becoming along strong over the last couple weeks. The last couple weeks at the end of the season, their defense has been coming on very strong. I like the way their defense has been playing. They're playing just with poise, with composure. They want to win this game. They want to keep moving on, because they're either going to play the Chiefs or the Bills for the AFC Championship. But I'm going to stick with my upset here. I'm going to take the Texans and my boy CJ Stroud. I can never bet against my boy CJ Stroud unless he's going against Patrick Mahomes. That's my guy. Coming from Ohio State, that's my guy. Let's go Texans. I got them winning and beating the Ravens. Now, tomorrow morning, we'll go over like the spreads, the bets, and all that on my TikTok on the Fire Sports Pod. So you guys can go check that out tomorrow morning. But I'm going to take the Texans beating the Ravens tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time in Baltimore and advancing to the AFC Championship game. But no stretch, this is going to be a close game if they can protect CJ Stroud. If they don't protect CJ Stroud, the Ravens are going to blow out Houston. It's not even going to be a game. Now we are moving on from the AFC side of things. We're going to the NFC side of things, where the number 7 seed Packers take on the number 1 seed 49ers in the NFC. The Packers beat the brakes off my Cowboys last week. This is tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Packers at the 49ers. This is going to be a great game. People think that the 49ers are going to blow out the Packers. I think otherwise. I think Jordan Love and the Packers have a shot to beat the 49ers. And you know what? That's exactly who I'm going for. I can never go for the 49ers. Not what they've done to my Cowboys, and in recent years in the battles we've had in the playoffs in the 90s and the 80s and everything else. I am not dealing with the 49ers. Fuck that. I'm not going for the 49ers. I want them to lose. And I'm going with the Green Bay Packers to go into Santa Clara and upset the 49ers and take them down to advance to the NFC Championship. So I have two basically rookie quarterbacks beating the two number 1 teams in their conference in the Ravens and the 49ers. Texans and Packers are both going to be in the NFC and AFC Championship coming Sunday, January 28th. Now, the NFL divisional round going back to we're staying in the NFC. On Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Buccaneers taking on the Detroit Lions. Now, the Bucs, man, they've been playing some really good ball. They dismantled that Eagles defense, who was really bad last week on Sunday. They lost 32-9. The Eagles had some big questions coming into the offseason about Sirianni, the defensive head coach, a defensive coordinator. They got a lot of questions, but the Buccaneers showed who they are. Baker Mayfield had one hell of a game, over 300 yards. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They got a bunch of dudes that can ball on that team, and they have a legitimate shot to go into the Detroit and beat the Lions. But I cannot go for the Bucs. I don't think they're going to win. They got all the momentum riding with the Lions after the win against Matthew Stafford, their old quarterback that was there for a long time. It's going back to Detroit. I'm going to take Detroit at home, beating the Buccaneers to advance to the NFC Championship to verse the Green Bay Packers. So it's going to be the Lions and the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship. I hope I'm right on this. I could be totally wrong, but let's see if this is right. So I got Houston beating the Ravens to advance to the AFC Championship. I got the Packers beating the 49ers to advance to the AFC Championship. I got the Bucs losing to the Lions and the Lions to verse the Packers in the NFC Championship. Now moving on to the AFC side of things in the division round night game on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You have the Chiefs at the Bills. The first time Patrick Mahomes has to go on the road in a playoff game other than the Super Bowl to verse a team. This is the first time ever he's had to have a road playoff game. Now we'll see what happens. The only game that he's played, he's been in the league 7 years and he's never played in Buffalo. The only time was 2020 during the COVID year. There was no fans in the stands, so that's really not Buffalo. So as Dawkins said earlier this morning, he said that it's going to be no disrespect, but he's never played Buffalo at its peak. And Buffalo Bills Stadium in Buffalo, New York is going to be going crazy to have Kansas City in there. But no matter what, yeah, it's a proven game for Josh Allen. This is the game. Same for Lamar Jackson. But I don't care. Patrick Mahomes is going to go into Buffalo like he's been going into every stadium since he's been in the league, and he's going to tear up Buffalo's defense. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are going back to the AFC Championship game to verse the Houston Texans, and whoever wins that goes to the Super Bowl. Those are my picks. All of these games are going to be great games. I don't expect any of these games, maybe other than the Packers 49ers game, could potentially be a blowout. But the Houston Ravens game also could be a potential blowout depending on factors of can the offensive line cover, hold up against 49ers defense with the Packers, and can the Houston Texans offensive line hold up against the Ravens defense. And both Jordan Love and CJ Stroud have to play protective football and not turn the ball over. If they can do those two things and get the ball down the field and score touchdown, the Texans and the Packers have a great chance to beat the 49ers and the Ravens at their house and advance to the championship games. So that's what I'm saying. I got Houston taking the dub, the Texans taking the dub over the Ravens in Baltimore. I got the Packers taking the dub in Santa Clara against the 49ers. I got the Buccaneers taking the Lions taking the dub at home over the Bucks. And I got Kansas City going up to Buffalo, New York in that freezing cold, which they're used to because they're in Arrowhead, and taking down the Bills. Got Texans, Chiefs, AFC Championship game next week, January 28th, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, well, you never know. It could be which one. They haven't decided. But I got them going next week on January 28th, Texans versus Chiefs. And then on January 28th for the NFC, I got the Lions and the Packers to go to the NFC Championship game. So those are the picks, and that's what I'm sticking with. I'm not changing my course. I got those teams and those teams only. But other than that, guys, we're going to move on to our second and last segment on the Fire Sports Pod. Let's get right to it. So we are done with this one, and now we are going to go and take a look at my Lakers. Now, of late, the Lakers have been winning, and I can't say they've been winning a lot, but the last 2 games have been promising. And when I mean promising, I mean promising. So we're on a little bit of a skid here, and then now it's looking like we got our act together, ladies and gentlemen. First up, we beat the Thunder Monday, January 15th, 112 to 105. The Thunder are one of the best teams in the West and the best teams in the whole NBA. In the Dallas Mavericks, they got 2 of the best players in the NBA, in Kyrie and Luka Doncic. And Wednesday, January 17th, we beat them by 17, and all 3 of our starters, D'Lo, LeBron, Anthony Davis, all scored 82 points. The starting 5 alone of Taurean Prince, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, D'Angelo Russell, and Anthony Davis all scored 105 points out of the 127. That is ridiculous. So the trajectory that we're on right now is fantastic. We are playing great basketball. D'Lo is playing out of his mind, I guess because they said they're going to trade him, and now he's decided to wake up and actually fucking start playing. Thank God. So the Lakers get the win on those 2 occasions. Those are big wins. We have a game tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN going against the Nets. Home. We are home going against the Nets. That should be a dub. Then we go take on the Trailblazers the 21st on Sunday. That should also be another dub. So we should be on a 4-game winning streak right now. Then we have the big game next Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time at the Clippers, which is technically Crypto.com Arena, which is a home game for us. The Lakers, they beat them. They have a little bit of a good stretch here. If they can beat the Nets, the Trailblazers, they're on a 4-game winning streak. They beat the Clippers 5. They have the Bulls, that's a 6. Warriors are in shambles 7. Rockets 8. Hawks could be 9. And we could be on a 9-game winning streak. And then maybe one of the biggest matchups of the season, one of the best matchups is going to be on Thursday, February 1st at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're at Boston as the Lakers take on the Celtics. That's going to be a big game. If everything goes to plan, we can go on a 9-game winning streak and have that game. And let's say we do lose that game. We got the Knicks, which we could definitely beat, and we got the Hornets. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In 12 games, we can go 11 and 12. Could you imagine that? After everything happens, we're 21. I believe we're 21 and 21. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to double check on that, but I believe we're 21 and 21. Yeah. So if you add 11 games to that, we are 32 and 22 because let's say we lose against Boston. 32-22, then we're 10 games above 500, and there's the different story. Now we're going with the groove. We're going with home cooking. We got some things going. And maybe we do make a little bit of a trade and try to get like a Tyus Jones, Alex Caruso, maybe not the big monster trade, or we do get the monster trade and we let some people go of a DeJounte Murray, of a Zach LaVine. Those are some names that have been contacted with the Lakers so far during the trade. But February 8th is coming. That's when the trade deadline passes. So if we're going to make a move, It's already January 19th. We got to make a move soon and quick. Because if we don't make a move, we're going to be left in the dust. But I think the Lakers are in a good situation right now. We are rolling pretty good right now. And I think if we keep moving in the right direction, we can get this thing rolling and we can go on a run. And I really do believe so because after these 12 games, if we scroll down past the Hornets game, this is our remaining schedule. Well, we still have more, but the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games after the 12. You got the Nuggets, which is going to be a tough one. You got the Pelicans, which are going to be a tough one. Pistons, easy. Jazz, going to be a tough one. Warriors, easy. Spurs, easy. Suns, tough one. The Clippers, tough. Wizards, easy. Nuggets, tough. Thunder, tough. Kings, tough. Bucks, tough. Timberwolves, tough. So then our schedule gets tough. So this is a big stretch for us. If we're gonna try to compete for a championship to get LeBron a fifth ring, Anthony Davis a second, and a couple of these guys there first, we gotta keep on moving. We gotta roll with the punches. We gotta keep being consistent. We gotta win some games, and we can't fall behind because if we fall behind and we get to this stretch and we're not where I say we're gonna be with about 32 and 23, 32 and 22, or the best case scenario, 32 and 21. 30 33 and 21, 34 and 21. That could be the best case scenario. But if we're not close to that and we go into this stretch, now there are one or two things that could happen. We could either start winning here against great teams and beat them, which it's looking like we just beat good teams and we just lose against bad teams, which has been a little bit of the the situation here. But other than that, I think we have a pretty good team. I just think we have to be a little bit more consistent. Darvin Ham with changing the lineups all the fucking time doesn't help us. You got to stay strict with what you got because if you start changing all this shit, it's never going to be consistent and people are going to be out of the lineup, in the lineup, out of the lineup, and not going to be able to get a groove. What do you think about D'Lo? Ever since he's came back to the starting lineup, he's been lining up 40, 29, 25. He's been lighting everybody up. And that just shows maybe when you put a little bit of a turn of the clock and be like, oh, well, if you don't start playing well, you're definitely being traded. And look at now. Now he's going to get value. So if we do want to trade him, now he's not like a scrub, not really doing nothing, older veteran, can't really do as much as he used to type of thing. Now it's like, wow, he could still score 40. He could still score 30. He can average 25 a game like he used to in Brooklyn. So you never know on these situations, but you just got to keep your eye out. The Lakers have a good moving so far, and I think right now in the standings, if I'm going to look at the standings right now, we have a good shot of doing some things. I mean, if you look at the West right now, it's got the Timberwolves at 30 and 11. You got the Thunder at 28 and 13. You got the Nuggets at 28 and 14. So in the last week, we beat the number 2 seed in the West and the number 4 seed in the Clippers and the Thunder. Those are some big win. Oh no, my bad. We didn't beat the Clippers. We beat the Thunder 28 and 13, and we beat the 6th seeded Dallas Mavericks. Two of one of the top 6 best teams in the league. And that's just showing you something. The Thunder are great. The Mavericks are great. They could be better. So you never know what's going to happen. But we're at the 10th spot right now. We're in the play-in tournament, the last place. We're 21 and 21. We're 9.5 games back from the top spot. Not a lot. We are 16 and 14 in the conference. We are 15 and 7 at home, but we are 16 and 14 away. In 10 games, we're 4 and 6, but we're on a 2-game winning streak. So this is big. We need to keep on moving. We got to keep on rolling with the punches, and we'll be good. Because I don't think the Jazz are better than us. I don't think the Kings are better than us. I don't think the Suns are better than us. And I really don't think the Mavericks are better than us. Or the Pelicans. I think we should be at that 5th spot by the time playoff comes, or higher. But I think the top seeds that are right there: Timberwolves, Thunder, Nuggets, Clippers, and then right behind that is us. Then I would say the Mavericks, then the Suns, then the Kings, then the Jazz, and I would say the Warriors squeak in at the number 10 spot. But other than that, I think we're on a good spot here. I don't think it's a bad spot. Players wise, we got a stacked roster. We just got to get back Gabe Vincent. If he gets back, we'll be fine. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Rhea Hachimura, Cam Reddish, Torian Prince, Jared Vanderbilt, Christian Wood, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Austin Reeves, Jackson Hayes, Jalen Hood Sconafino, Colin Colestino, Maxwell Lewis, Dylan Wendler, and Skylar Mays. So we have good players on our roster. We just might need to upgrade it a little bit more. And if we can do that, we'll be straight. It's just that if that time comes, we need to make sure we make a move to help out LeBron James because he's just getting older. He ain't getting younger, and he wants to play with his son Bronny, and that's potentially going to be next year. And if we lose him, I don't know where the hell we're going to be. Anthony Davis is having an MVP type season. I said in the beginning of the season, dark horse for MVP, Anthony Davis. And look what I said. He is playing like that. LeBron James in the beginning of the season was playing like an MVP. He slowed down a little bit, but he's getting back to the swing of things. We only need him to average 20 to 25 a game. We don't need to average all these numbers. Anthony Davis should be doing that. D'Lo should be back. Austin Reeves should be playing much better. But the last two games, our whole team has been playing as a team, as a cohesive unit. And look what happened. We beat the Thunder by 7, and we beat the Mavericks by 17. That just shows, can we keep it going consistently? If we can, no one's going to beat us. We're going to be unstoppable. We could beat anyone in the league right now. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for my YouTube show on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. I hope you guys enjoyed my show. It's a little bit of a quick one, about 21 minutes, about to be 22. We just going over the NFL divisional round playoffs, who are my picks to go to the NFC Championship, AFC Championship, and one of my thoughts on how these teams, especially with Jordan Love as a rookie in the Green Bay Packers and the CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans can get the win to advance to the championship rounds, and how their teams could do it to protect them in order for them to do that. And then we went over my Lakers, going over how the next 32 to 33 games are going to go so far. We got a 12-game stretch here that I went over. We may hopefully possibly only lose one out of those 12. And then we have a 14-game streak where we got some tough competition that we got to get some going. But I'll see how you guys are. We'll see how we are after the 12-game stretch, after we play the Hornets, and then I'll let you guys know what are my thoughts on the next couple of things. But I'm hoping we should be about 32, 33, 31, and 22, 23, 24 by then that stretch. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for my YouTube show on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. I'll catch you guys just in a little bit. As we post this, we're going to be doing our Apple Podcast and Spotify audio show, and I will catch you guys doing that. I will let you guys know what our show is going to be about when we start the video. Other than that, guys, have a great rest of your Friday, and I'll catch you guys next week on. Actually, no, scratch that. We're actually doing a debate show either tomorrow or Sunday. We'll let you know. If we can't do it, we'll reschedule for next weekend. And if that's the case, I will see you Monday on the YouTube show on the Fire Sports Pod. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and give me a follow. Other than that, guys, have a great rest of your day. And don't forget to check into my TikTok at Fire Sports Pod. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day.